I'm getting a cuddly pit block. Okay, hey Legend fans, I guess. Just got back from the MCM Expo, which was really good. It's Saturday the 23rd of May, by the way, if anyone's wondering. So maybe you were there. Check our random crowd shots. Yeah, I've got this darling, these people. Trooper! Stormtrooper! Yeah, we went there mainly stalking the Merlin cast, obviously. At any rate, we're in the right place, so good start. Right, after all our smugness about being in the right place, turns out this is the queue. So yeah, we got there quite early and got signing tickets, which was really good. There were only 150. We got Merlin tickets! So, although a few people who didn't have tickets did later manage to get in, much to Bethan's annoyance, I'm sure she'll tell you. Yeah, when we first got there, we, as I say, queued up, got tickets, had a look round. Then we went to a Merlin panel. This started at 1, so for reasons best known to ourselves, we decided we'd better get there nice and early. So at 11:30 we piled into this theatre thing, which was already filling up with Merlin fans, I have to say. We weren't the first, and we definitely weren't the last. We listened to a panel by Frank the Bunny from Donnie Darko, whose name escapes me completely. Then we watched a short trailer of the new film Franklin, and then there was a panel with its director. So that took us through to, I think, 12:30. And 12:30 till 1, the visual dude, visual arts effects man, and the director from the film Moon came along, and got a trailer of that as well. That was very good. Might have to see that actually. It's about apparently a robot called Gertie with a smiley face on it, and occasionally the face goes squiggly, from what I can tell from the trailer. Yeah, they were very interesting as well. And then the Merlin cast came on. And that's when the fangirls in front of us, about 2 rows ahead, unfurled this massive banner that just said something along the lines of Merlin loves Arthur, and then on the back she turned it round and it said Colin Morgan is sexy, which, okay, no one was arguing with, but it was a little unnecessary. This thing was huge. I mean, at one point she lifted it up high enough that it got in the way of the camera that was filming the stuff from the back and blowing up big behind them, you know, for people who couldn't see. And so that was great. We had Merlin loves Arthur flashing across the big screen, and then Colin Morgan is sexy. And then the cast turned up, only they didn't turn up for like 20 minutes. This guy, the guy who was introducing Elle, was like the star. He was amazing. And he was trying to get us all hyped up, despite the fact we were all Merlin fans, about Franklin and Moon, which are fairly unknown films, with limited success, and throwing freebies to the people who cheered the loudest, which earned him his limited success. They were in the wings, and he's rooting around for more freebies, clearly stalling while they all got mic'd up or something. He said, and I've just run into Bradley James, who's pointing a camera in my face. So we got him to say hello, and the crowd went mad. But obviously Bradley is still keeping the video diaries, and then they eventually all came on stage, Bradley first, with his video camera. So he took a few shots of the audience throughout the panel, which was nice. We might be on the Merlin DVD extras for all we know. And then he, at one point while Colin was answering a question, he was talking to his camera very quietly away from the mic, so we're all very curious to find out what he said. And then he got Katie in on it as well, because he was sat next to her. That was really good. They had the whole main cast there, well, the young main cast, Colin, Angel, Katie and Bradley. And then they also had one of the creators, Johnny Caps, and a woman called Polly something, who didn't say a word, mainly because none of the questions were really relevant for her. She didn't stay for the signing. There was a chair for her, but she didn't stay. So I guess we upset her a little bit with that. Sorry, we just didn't know what to ask the story editor. There was one question about storylines, but it got very quickly seized on by Johnny Caps. So sorry about that, Polly, if you're watching. Okay, I'm getting my camera out again for absolutely nothing, because every time I walk past someone in an awesome costume I'm like, oh no, I should have filmed that! So there's more filming happening. Then that was really good, and then we queued. We're now in the queue for an hour.
We've moved about 5 feet.
Yeah, it's been about half an hour. We've moved 3 steps for the signing, which was well worth the wait, actually. The gang were really nice, even though Bradley said he wasn't feeling very well. He was really friendly. You could tell he was a bit drained by the whole day, but you know, he was really nice and chatty, and so were all the others. I think I had a good discussion with everyone in the main cast. The director kind of shrugged at me and passed me on, but apparently Betty had a good chat with him about trains or some such. Okay, so these are our wonderful seating arrangements next to the scenic bin. Wonderfully modelled by Betty. We're sat in Brighton Station. So yeah, it was a good trip, and we met up with a couple of friends off of the internet, and you know, friends who've moved away who were there too. So that was nice. And we watched Darth Vader being followed around by a girl with a sign that just said, "He's gay."
Something awesome happened, just opened my camera
But every time he turned around to see what everyone was laughing at, because everyone was like, "Ooh, Darth Vader," and then every time he turned around, she'd hide the sign or flip it round. It said something completely innocent and mango-ish on the other side. So she'd flip it round to that. Except I think he caught her eventually, or at least worked out that it was her following him that was getting him the laughs, because he turned around and did big grrr hands at her, which was the funniest thing I've seen in ages. There were so many stormtroopers, they didn't know what to do with themselves. They were firing squadding photographers, which made a really impressive picture but scared the life out of me when I walked into the main concourse. Because it was like a big shopping centre. XL, it's like a shopping centre with rooms off it, and we were in 1 or 2 of the rooms. Getting the early entry tickets turned out to be a really good idea, because the queues for the normal tickets were huge. Never mind. Like really huge. Like they had a room the size of a normal sized warehouse, and most of it was full of people queuing for early entry tickets. Loads of people with free hug signs, and we got obviously fast track through the early entry thing, and that was a much shorter queue. Yeah, there were a load of people right through the convention with free hug signs. Took a few people up on that. There was one girl forcing people to hug her friend who really didn't want to be hugged. That was amusing. And there was also someone wearing a t-shirt that said, "Get your reality checked here," on the front, and hug on the sleeves with a question mark. And then I just lost the game on the back, which was really, really annoying, because every time we walked past him, I just lost the game. And whenever anyone lost the game, they shouted it really loudly, so I don't think I've ever lost the game so often in one convention, or in one day even, because, you know, first convention, ever in my life. So, it's all good. Now, obviously, you've lost the game. Probably twice. But, yeah, it was a very good day. Very tiring. Word of warning, if you're going to wear a long dress, like floor length, and a cloak, don't get the tube around London. The escalators are a bugger. Excuse my language. You'll get sucked in backwards. I kept my cloak firmly fastened around me, and everything went okay, to my enormous surprise and relief. So, yes.